Sessions where the wrestling truth resides.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the owner of Limitless Wrestling and the co-owner of Let's Wrestle, Randy Carver Jr.
Boys in here shooting on each other. I'm listening to.
Welcome to the podcast.
I think
that's typical. That's typical.
We do need the poll.
Oh my god!
Yeah!
All right. Here we go. Give me a minute.
What was the debate? How did that even get sparked up?
Oh, it's an running joke.
Yeah,
we give him shit because like he'll either it just happens like he'll hurt himself, or somebody will take something wrong, like with Jason Devine at MEW, like or MPW, like
life, big cat. Jeez.
Yeah, like so. I just give him shit saying he's an unsafe worker, and like, you know,
or I'm in the presence and somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, we were talking last week about
last week he bounced his kid's head off his bed.
Yeah, that's how it came up. That's how it came up. And we spent about 20 minutes going over the fact that he's hurt every one of us on the pod have been injured by Big Cat before, and
stiff to the kids isn't just the green workers, huh? Big Cat.
He's fighting for that spot.
Yeah, you know, it's not that hard to get that spot when there's nobody to take it.
Cheesy Gordita Crunch, by the way, could be a good tag team maneuver name.
Ooh.
You could think of, I don't know what it is, but you could think of something with that.
We do have a new move that we've been waiting to debut, and just because we haven't quite practiced it yet, but we want to, and we call it Order 66, like from Star Wars. And I was like, it's gonna be the
Star Wars now.
Good.
In there.
But
I like the first one a lot.
What?
Hold on.
Yeah, right. That's
no, it's episode 1. I got started
so the
right.
Phantom Menace.
It's
okay.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah,
big day for Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Sith Lord.
The rumor is that, yes.
Well, it's not a rumor. I mean, he's.
Yeah, I read about that.
They made it canon in the new Lego thing. He's actually
here. Two of the movies, by the way. Is that true? He's only in 2.
Yeah.
1 and 2. That's it.
No, he's in the third one.
Is he? Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like he's there. Like he's doesn't play really like a big old part, but he's there.
They missed the boat.
All good, man. We'll get you later.
Are you making the poll, Big Cat?
I'm trying to. The chat wasn't. It wasn't.
I think it's just a little Joe in the chat anyway. So.
No, there's 5 people watching.
There's 5 people watching, bud.
Rock on.
All right. Well, while I'm doing
because somebody on this fucking podcast actually promotes when we're gonna have a guest as big as Randy.
Bullshit! I did. What are you talking about? Anyways, we're gonna hit our stinger here. We're gonna start this interview.
I think this is fake. You think it's fake? What's that?
Interview questions with Levi Spade.
You think it's fake? You come. Easy. What do you mean?
That's why Jimmy Shelton
going on here. The intro video, the song. I had never heard the song until now.
You hadn't heard it? Oh my god, I love the intro song. That's all Big Cat, and it's so good. You should see some of our other stingers.
Oh, you just wait until Sammy.
I'm gonna see if we get there. All right, I'm gonna try to get there with Randy. Well, Randy's here. I'm gonna try to get there with the hot take.
Well, we'll get into the actual questions here, so we're not eating up all the podcast time. Welcome, Randy. Good to see you. We try and keep these segments 20 to 25 minutes. Lately, they've been running on over an hour because there's just so much to talk about. So if you end up having to dip out or go for any reason, just don't be afraid to say anything. But we always start off with just introduce yourself. Let people know who you are more than Kat really kind of delegated you to just 2 things. So let people know who you are in your own words.
Oh, Kat nailed it, man. We promote shows all over the state of Maine. Limitless Wrestling for about 9 years. It'll be 9 years in September. Let's Wrestle since mid-2018. And just having a blast with it, man. We're doing stuff with Limitless Dojo. Of course, we're talking a little bit about the Vacation Land Cup coming up. Biggest swing we've ever taken at a venue. We're trying an arena once again at the Lewiston Coliseum. Historic place. I got to check out an MMA show there a couple weeks ago, and it's going to blow people's mind, I think, what the setup is. I'm bummed, honestly, Levi, you won't be there because it'll be cool for the entire crew, people who have been here a long time. I think it's going to be a cool moment for all of us. So appreciate you guys having me here to talk a little bit about it.
Trust me, I looked at plane tickets when it was initially announced. I talked to some people and looked at some travel means, and I was like, I might try and make it up there for that show.
Is the rumor though that they're selling that building?
Yeah, it's up for sale. I mean, it's
like
I think
10,
buildings
15 million?
like that take quite a bit of time to sell, but yeah, it's up for sale.
Yeah, it's
well,
like
probably a lot of
million,
paperwork.
isn't it?
What's that?
I said, isn't it like 10, 15 million they're asking for that?
I don't know. I'm sure it's a pretty penny for the place.
So I have a list of questions we normally go down, but we're gonna skip. I'm gonna skip around a little bit, just ask some base questions, and then we'll get on to VLC stuff. Biggest question that I think everybody gets when they get on a wrestling pod is what got you into wrestling? And I personally added that question because I like hearing the stories as well. So I know that you've been an avid wrestling fan, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But what got you initially? What started you out?
I had a couple friends, Matt and Michael Bruce, still friends with them to this day. They were avid wrestling fans. I had a pair of twins that I went to school with as well, Dylan and Darren, who ended up backyard wrestling with them later on. But, dude, it was just I had persistent friends who were really into it. Literally got I think a DVD left at my house of it was like 2007 area. I think it was like Royal Rumble. And, just curiosity killed the cat. I got into it and, got a favorite and then just started to get hooked on it and tried to seek it out wherever I could. And really, it was the first live experience. I got to see an independent show and a WWE show live in the same year in 2008. And that was really kind of what sunk the hook in of like, wow, this is, real in front of my face. I can feel it. I can see it. And they're not just people on the TV screen. And that really changed everything for me. And it was kind of off to the races.
So I'm curious, who was that first favorite?
Oh, Shawn Michaels, still my favorite to this day. HBK, best there is, best there was. People can debate, but it's Shawn Michaels.
That's a Randy Carver hot take.
Yeah, it is a hot take. More and more these days is a hot take.
I agree with him though. HBK is one of the best of all time, but it's simple.
Oh, we found it. I love this match.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's a good leg drop.
Some backyard wrestling. I finally found it. I've been searching for hours for it.
I literally was gonna ask you if you finally took that channel down because I couldn't find it either.
No, it's been up, bro. That was probably, man, I don't know, probably these were done in like 2012, 2011. Dude, it's a blast. We had that's where I met actually fucking Neil Day. Like through that, you know what I mean? Neil and Mark Godfrey, actually, who they're doing the King of New England Rumble for.
Oh, no kidding.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
You do a crazy STO, I think, in this one, don't you?
I wouldn't doubt.
Oh, I think it's right. Oh, is it right here? I think it's right here. Yeah!
Dangerous. Talk about unsafe.
Oh,
Yo, Kat, you should steal that. New way to hit a senton.
dude, I'm terrified of it hitting an STO for that reason. Murdering somebody by accident.
Speaking of sentons, I was listening to the Limitless podcast, and I just had to mention this because I laughed my ass off. That I forget if it was you or the host. I can't remember his name right now, fan. And then you guys were talking about take a shot at Fireball for every time we see a senton in Maine. I was like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
You would be toast quick.
Oh my lord.
That's
the reason I stopped doing them.
It'll be like the TV show that was big, Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh, I couldn't think of it for a second. And they did every single time that somebody would die or something like that, you take a shot, and they said that you would die of alcohol poisoning within the first 3 episodes of how bad it would be.
I believe it.
Look at that. Good old super fan in the chat.
Greatest wrestler.
Greatest. Damn. Did you make the poll yet?
I did make the poll.
All right.
Avoid the question.
Before the end of the pod, so.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We'll jump down. What is the worst bump that you have ever seen? Because you have, as you just said, have been around for a long time. What is the worst bump you've ever seen?
Probably mine. I took a super kick from Luke Robinson when I was like 15, and just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I should not have been out there. And no, I don't know. I've seen some fucking gnarly ones over the years, man. I saw. I mean, there's been some ones that are like, scary situations. I remember Picture Perfect Sierra at a Let's Wrestle show in like 2019. One of the scarier moments I think I've seen in a ring. Probably a quadrant of the first row, actually, at the first Vacation Land Cup when the cage came down. Had a lot of people. People took that like a champ, man. I don't know. There's been some crazy ones. There was a Maine wrestling one years ago. Guy jumped off the stage in Fairfield to like go through a table and just kind of miss the table and splat on the floor. That's a funny one. There's been some rough. Oh man, Chris Berry! Shout out Chris Berry. He got thrown head first. I believe it was by Ryan Michaels Colson. It was a steel cage match. Got tossed like over the top rope to kind of do a header off the cage. And the cage, especially back then, I mean, there's a history of flimsy cages in the state of Maine. I don't know much about it, but Barry goes fucking ass over tea kettle over the top rope, grinds his face down the entire front of the cage. Meanwhile, he's literally out of his shoes as he does the flip over the rope. It was crazy. That was at some random Brian.
Like Chris, like there's a photo of him just getting pile driven. Like
yeah, Chris Hamrick.
Yeah,
it's a great photo. I mean,
like shout out Chris Berry for sure.
He's been through it. He's been through the ringer.
Him and Greenleaf, like some of the nastiest ref bumps I've seen.
Oh man, one of the ones that didn't even look crazy on the replay, but when Lee Miller, I think, bumped into him and about tore his ACL in like 2021. I think it was right before Rip and Beef in the strap match.
Yeah.
Right into the side of his leg and gone.
I thought I did that. I felt so bad because I didn't. I got.
You thought
hit.
You did it because you're an unsafe worker. And you know it.
There it is.
I got hit and I got down, and then all of a sudden I felt somebody on top of me. So I thought that maybe I bumped him and he landed on me.
He got it swept right out from under him.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's jump over to favorite title belts. This is one that I think is divisive that I like to ask. Of all time, like big indie.
I got home late, so there's no belts behind me today. So
shit.
All across the board.
The one that immediately comes to my head is the old school AWA Heavyweight Championship. Just I don't know. Always thought that was clean. I think I just have like a. I don't know. It always like has a piece of me because that was the first that was the replica belt for like IWE back in the day too, as the heavyweight championship, and then it just got me to kind of like look into AWA history and shit. I've always liked that belt. I like the U.S. title that you think of when you think of the U.S. title. I always thought was a beautiful belt. I don't know, like I don't have any that scream out to me. Those are a couple that I really like. I'm actually digging like some of the updates too that they've been doing with the fresh belts. Like I don't know, in the past like 2 years, I would say they've rolled out some pretty good ones. Tag belts needed to go.
Those colored straps.
The SmackDown tag belts are awesome. I love those ones. The Raw ones are okay, but I love the SmackDown ones.
I like the. All right, here we go. No, the one that's the second one in. Yeah, there you go. One of those two. Love that one.
You beat me to it.
Yeah, well, I type faster.
Yeah.
I like the low key. I like the spinner belt too. I know that people have so many opinions on that now, but like when I was, that's so nostalgic to me as a fan of that era.
Yeah, when it first came out, I was a huge fan. Then I was like, after a while, I was kind of like, this is dumb. My problem was it really worked for Cena, but it didn't work for like CM Punk.
Yeah.
Or Edge. Edge hated it. He hated it so bad. He had a concept of a belt because they told him the funny story. He told him they're gonna give him a new belt for it, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!" He drew up a rated R type style belt. People on Etsy actually made it, which is kind of dope if anyone's like wants to like actually get his design. And all they did was just glue the spinner belt down to the belt and just slap the rated R logo on it. And they're like, "Here you go, here's your new belt."
Didn't they sell those for a minute, like as like little replica rated R spinners?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I swore a friend of mine had one.
Who? We'll do this one for the last question, then we'll get more into the VLC stuff. Dream match of all time. So with this one, I always say if you could take two in their prime, like they're in the prime of their career, and stick them in the ring together, who would it be?
Shit, I don't know. That's a tough one. Murdoch. I'm reading Murdoch's comment.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
the
dude.
Beltmark Classic IC design is the best design ever. Modern favorites, the AEW tag titles by Ron. I ain't even going to try and pronounce the last name.
Edwardson,
Who also created the Limitless title with Randy.
Murdoch is the connect point that got us to get to that belt maker, who is now like the head belt maker for AEW, which is kind of neat. But
that's dope.
That's
Does he
wild.
just stick with AEW now, or does he actually do like custom belts still?
I don't know. I think he just does AEW for like professional belts, but he was always manufacturing belts for a long time. But yeah, he's been doing their belts. I don't know, 2 or 3 years, maybe more. But I think the TNT Championship was the first one that he rolled out with him, and then it's been pretty consistent from there. But he does excellent wear. I mean, the with minimal upkeep to it, the championship that we got from him in 2019 is still in pretty good condition. So
I love that belt.
Quality.
Yeah.
Man, dream match. I have no idea.
You probably like dream match, whatever dream match I want. I booked it already.
No, it's not like that. It'd be cool if it was, but I don't know. Like
it's a hard one. That's why I throw it at people.
Yeah, I think prime fucking Bryan Danielson, Speedball Mike Bailey would be nuts.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a modern match for Shawn Michaels that I would feel. I don't know. I'll probably sit with Bryan and Speedball. Go ahead.
How do you feel about Shawn and AJ?
That'd be sick. Shawn and AJ would be sick. I think AJ is incredible. I think it's so cool that he's like they're just doing more expansive things with WWE right now. He's wrestling in NOAH in like 8 hours for.
I saw that.
Or maybe not. Is it? Oh yeah, it's. I think it's tomorrow technically for us, but yeah, he's about to wrestle on one of their huge shows, which is just that shit wasn't happening. A couple years ago.
Randy's dream match. Garcia versus Bryan versus Michaels versus Steen.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big Kevin Steen's up there for me too.
Yeah,
that was like the first like indie guy that I was about because I stumbled into Ring of Honor a few years after like going to IWE shows and Steen was on top.
That's why I ask. That's why I like that question because a lot of people. I feel like when you get asked that question, a lot of people just think like modern, like the modern stars that you see, and that's why I specify when I ask that I'm like. Of any time, like of all time, prime of their career, what's your dream match?
Yeah.
Because then it stumps people.
Yeah, I was stumped. There's so many possibilities of shit like that.
So, not to cut you off there, Levi, but I have a question. So you went from backyard wrestling to doing more of like the interview side for IWE. What was it that you finally kind of at one point was like, I think I can do this as well, and started Limitless Wrestling?
It was just like, it was really cool that I had the opportunities that I did really early on, and like Johnny Torres, who it's amazing to still have him on the team to this day, but he really looked out for me and like Greenleaf and a crew of us early on who were trying to do it and just wanted to get into it. And then after a while, you just kind of wanted to do something a little different. You know what I mean? And like, I think they were, had great opportunity to do a lot at IWE and had, that's where a lot of us and like, all members of MSP, Ace Romero. There's countless others in the Maine wrestling scene who would never have had a start if not for IWE. So truly just, it was a great place to be. But after a while, I think a lot of us collectively just kind of felt like there could be another way to do things and different styles to be presented, different things to do, different ideas. And, we had a good team early on. It was, MSP, Romero, Greenleaf, Ethan Scott, you know what I mean? And guys who were, in the scene and around New England. And by that time, I had a chance to branch out a little bit, get to know some people and just say, hey, for the fuck of it, we're at least going to try a show and see if people are, receptive to what we're trying to do.
Yeah. This is my, before we get to VLC and more of Levi's questions, this is my favorite interview from
Last
IWE.
night in Brewer, you defeated...
I knew I'd get it right.
I haven't watched. I've never seen this. And you watched.
Last night in Brewer, you defeated 4 other tag teams to win the IWA
Carver,
tag
Carver,
title.
forget about last night. Carver, yeah. It was a 4-team gauntlet match, and yeah, we won. But you sit out there tonight, we won against WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas and Larry Huntley. We are the tag team champions. We won last night, and we retain them tonight.
You know this Greenleaf in the background?
Punch by Leatherheads. No one's stopping us. We are the new era in IWE.
You heard it from the champs themselves. They are the new era of the IWE.
Here he is again. We're in the fucking kitchen at Jimmy the Greeks in Old Orchard Beach. Shout out. Look up the interview with Jason Rumble I did.
Okay.
It's an iconic Jason.
Oh my god. Oh, Rumble.
Thanksgiving promo that Randy cuts a promo.
Oh man, we did a Thanksgiving skit with Joseph Primer and Crash Landing, and I think Greenleaf's in there somewhere with like a huge rotted squash.
What? You know what? It's Greenleaf. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I'm sure Greenleaf has done or been
look up
caught with
Jason
weirder
Rumble
stuff.
on the IWE YouTube page. Is a good interview with Joe Rumble. There's a Thanksgiving one on there too. That's the one that Burdock's talking about.
I'll find both of those.
While Kat's working on that. So we'll talk a little bit about VLC here. Big news, I think. Scotty 2 Hottie's return and Dango's return is big news, but I think one of the biggest things that's going on right now is Dijak is returning to Limitless Wrestling. If you can divulge a little bit, I don't know how much you are comfortable with sharing. When was that like in the cards? When was the talk? Where was it? Was it like when you heard Dijak got released, you were immediately like, "Oh shit, let's see if I could do this," or did you have any prior like thought or notification that hey, this is what's going on, and then you kind of like set the wheels in motion, or how did that come about? I'm curious.
I had no inkling going into it that a talent like Dijak is talented, and I don't know, the star caliber of someone like that, the potential in someone like that. I had no inkling that his contract was not going to be renewed. That was news to me. I think when it was news to everybody else, but needless to say, we were sending out some messages pretty quickly. And, thankfully, we had worked with Dijak for a couple years before he got signed. He was an instrumental part, I would say, of the first couple years of Limitless Wrestling and kind of getting our wheels in motion, having some big matches with the brand to just kind of establish us and to be able to bring him back at this time. I mean, it's kind of crazy, the timing. It's the biggest show we've ever done. It's, and just, it's still crazy to me that he's not there, but he's about to prove a lot of people wrong, and about to have quite a run, I think, on the indies and worldwide, I would say. So to be able to have him on a show like this is crazy, but it was not official until the day of the last MPW show, the rental, and I was sitting outside on the fucking picnic table. I think Andy, you came up at that point as we were making it official right then. So
I didn't even know that, actually.
I think we announced it very soon after. We had posters going out the next day. Shout out Brian F. Pro, who hooks us up every time. But we were down in Lewiston postering the next day getting it done. But
cool.
Man, it's cool. I'm excited, and I don't think it's going to be a one-shot appearance either with Dijak. I think you'll be seeing him around Limitless more, but it all starts at the Cup.
I know. I'm curious. That sparked another thought for me. What is it like to have talent like Dijak, MJF, guys that kind of like had a really instrumental part of Limitless, and now they're doing huge things. I mean, like Carmelo Hayes is a big one that we've been seeing a lot of lately.
Look at what Joe just got me today.
Nice.
Like,
Joe
how
just
cool
brought this in today is fucking
how
insane.
cool is that for you to kind of, I don't know if it's like, if you feel almost like you helped take the shot on them. I feel like guys, I mean, Carmelo Hayes, I feel like you kind of, I feel like he was around a lot, and he's a former Limitless champion. So it's like you took shot after shot, and now he's off doing these like huge things. How cool is it for you to see guys like that?
I mean, I think we've just had such a privilege of working with some of the top tier athletes in the game, some people who really take it seriously and are dedicated, because you just can't get to that level without 110% just dedication to the craft and trying to do whatever you can to make it. And the guys you spoke of, MJF, Carmelo, Garcia, I mean, the list goes on and on of people that we've had the privilege to host here in the state of Maine. And I think it speaks to the future too of what people could be seeing on these cards, because you really never know like where these folks are going to be in a year, 2 years, 3 years. Some people it takes off very quick, and for some it's a gradual, steady race, and sometimes it's going to be 15 years for your big break, and you just never know. But there's been a lot of just incredible people, incredible wrestlers who have come through, and it's been an honor to be able to work with them, and a lot of them in a long-term capacity too, which is really cool. And it's even cooler in a sense of like Dijak, you don't always get the chance to work with people again, and we have this window right now before, because I think he's someone who it's inevitable something big's going to happen with him, and he's going to end up on a nationally televised program again. But to be able to have this window of someone who people OGs who were here for the first couple of years, I got to see him come up, have some of his first big matches, and now he's back, and who knows what's next for him. But it's really cool, man. It's great to be a part of.
On the topic of people in VLC, I mentioned both Scotty and Dango. Were they two names that when you decided you were taking, and I guess you could talk a little bit about that too. What made you decide that you were going to take the shot on this VLC to try out an arena? And when you did have that thought, when you did decide you were going to take that shot, were Scotty and Dango two names that kind of immediately came to your mind, like, if I can make this work, these are two guys that I definitely want to give like a spot to?
Yeah, definitely on the second part. I mean, the first part, it was really like the timing just fell right. It was, we had this date booked out for Yarmouth. I think we talked on the Limitless pod about that, but there was, I would say at the beginning of the year, there was no plan to do an arena. We had a cold email from the Coliseum, which I honestly interpreted that it was going to be, maybe they wanted to do like a wrestling night with like a Nordiques game, kind of like they're doing in Portland. And that would have been sick, but it was more of, event coordinator, wrestling fan, WWE fabs them, and they want fucking wrestling in there. And we had a fan in the office. We had a fan locally who had pushed for it, and they took a chance on it. So it means a lot to us. And I think right now too, like, this is since the Cup of last year, actually, it feels like a stretch of, we've had sellouts, we've had great support. It feels like pre-pandemic a little bit, where we were rocking and rolling, and it really made sense to be able to, take a swing at a big arena show like this, because, this is, I don't remember when we signed the contract. I think it was March, and it's been a constant climb since then. And absolutely, Scotty Too Hottie, Dango, didn't know it was going to be in this capacity, one-on-one, but I wanted them to, be a part of that. I wanted I wanted it to be like a love letter to Maine wrestling, the biggest Maine wrestling event of all time. And it's not even just limited to them. I mean, we've got Luke Robinson from a town over in Auburn, who grew up, born and raised, still today with Wolfpack Fitness operating out of Auburn. He's stepping back inside the ring for one night only, and he's got, I'm not going to spoil it, but he's got some loose ends to tie up. We'll just say that. So that's going to be an honor to host that. Mr. USA Tony Atlas. This is a Purr Sessions exclusive.
Oh, Let's go.
Up. So he'll be doing a meet and greet, and I'm sure he'll find his way into some trouble that night too. But
that's awesome.
It's just gonna be fun, man. Dango and Scotty 2 Hotty were 1 and 2 on my list. Dango's been incredible to work with. Of course, we had to pay off the Scotty 2 Hotty impersonator after he beat the shit out of him in Herman. But things happen, and now we're on the road to a match that I didn't think we'd see in Limitless Wrestling or Maine Wrestling. We're slotted to have this as a tag match. Now it's 1-on-1, Dango versus Scotty 2 Hotty.
I will admit that I think I've told you this plenty of times. That since I came in, I started the dojo. For my first Limitless show was The Price You Pay, the show that Alec won the title off of AG. And I think from that show on, you really haven't had a show that's missed. I feel every Limitless show that I got the chance to see or go to personally was packed. Like the AM Vet Center would be packed, and it would be amazing, like matches, amazing talent. And I feel like it's definitely, when I saw the announcement, I was like, that makes sense. Like, I feel like it will definitely be a huge event that's gonna turn out very well because of how well that everything has been going beforehand at the AM Vets and the event center, the Herman Event Center. I know you guys were just there. How cool was that to bring back? I know these were 2 different shows, but both Swoggle and Danhausen. I'm a little jealous because I left for the state of Colorado, and you decided, let's bring Swoggle and let's bring Danhausen, 2 guys that my mom sent me. I have a Swoggle picture, 8x10 that she bought and had him autographed specifically for me, because I texted her and I was like, are you going to a Limitless show? And she's like, yeah. And I went, can you have Swoggle? Can you buy an 8x10 and mail it to me? Because Swoggle's like one of my all-time favorites. And it's like, fuck, of course. Randy brings him back the same time I fucking leave.
I'm still sad that he didn't come out as AJ Swoggle, though. I was really hoping he would.
That would have been great.
That's what you want out of Swoggle? AJ Swoggle?
Yeah.
I do have to admit one thing, though.
I want 3-man band.
3-man band Swoggle?
Speaking of the Coliseum, though, I'm probably the only one here that was around when we did the 5th anniversary show in Portland. And, man, that was an atmosphere. The building wasn't full, but that atmosphere was insane.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I have Samuel Matthews' hot take.
Oh. All right.
First we hit.
Samuel Matthews' hot take.
Wow.
I'd never get sick of it.
The hot take
around for the full show. You'll enjoy all the.
The hot take for today is one of the most underrated matches in WWE history is the WLC match. That match from top to bottom was absolutely fantastic, and what was originally booked as a joke tore the absolute house down.
It's
standing
Swoggle's favorite
ovation.
match.
So,
He
fun
says it on interviews
fact.
all the time.
Yeah. Fun fact. You know how they had the Wii announcers, too? Like the mini JLB? That's Robbie the Giant.
JLB.
Oh, no shit.
The
Yeah,
mini
it is.
Robbie
Yeah,
the
straight up.
JLB is Robbie the
WeBL.
Giant.
Here's your fucking hit,
Yeah.
Big Cat. WeBL has wrestled a match in Limitless
I've wrestled BBL.
No shit.
as WeBL.
Oh,
That's sick.
I want to find that match.
You
Is
can.
it public?
It's him and Troy Nelson in a bull rope match. I don't know where
Oh
you're.
my god, seriously?
I don't know.
Oh,
Where
that's great.
Is it a?
So-
I don't think it's
is it a-
online.
No.
Robbie's great, too. Robbie's awesome.
Robbie's great.
I literally just rewatched WLC and did not notice that was Robbie.
Yeah.
I think he only got a little bit of. He only got, but they were right on him in the beginning of it. I believe. Here we go. This is the one. This is the one.
Kid. Jason Rumble.
Look at him locked in.
I do have a question for you, Randy, about the VLC after we watch this.
All right. Didn't mean to cut anybody off, but I was gonna say I think this was what you were looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined here by the bad boy from Boston, Jason Rumble, and tonight it was announced November 8th when we return to Brewer, you get a shot at the IWE Heavyweight Championship against Scotty Vegas. Now, how does it feel, a New England Hall of Famer like yourself, to come back here November 8th and get a shot at the most prestigious belt in the state of Maine?
Finally, a little bit of my bitching, my pissing, my moaning and complaining finally got to the goddamn right ears. Because after 17 years of being in this business and kicking ass all the way up 95, Canada, I've been to England twice, I've been all over this world, and since I returned here to IWE, all you've done is blatantly disrespect me, throw me in piss matches, peon matches. But it's about time, because Scotty Vegas, you and I have locked horns once or twice. And I have gotten the better advantage of you on those opportunities. But now it will be a different day. It will be a whole different dawn. November the 8th in Brewer, Maine. Right here at the City Limits Cafe and Banquet Hall. Scotty Vegas, you may be the champion. You may be seasoned over those past 3 to 4 years since the last time we met. But when push comes to shove on November 8th, the outcome will be the same. My hand will be raised 1, 2, 3. And you know what? It'll be like the 30th belt that I've held. And it will be the second time that I will be the heavyweight champion of a company in Maine.
Don't miss it, ladies and gentlemen. November 8th, Jason Rumble versus Scotty Vegas.
I definitely fucking cut him off there. I bet he was hot about it. He had a closer, and I stepped on it. But that's a fucking iconic. City Limits. It was City Side Restaurant. I say City Limits since that day.
Do you fucking know that, like, word for word? I'm sitting there watching Randy. And
yeah, just.
I had to mute myself because I was starting to laugh. I was like, he's got this fucking promo down.
So, as a complete hockey nerd, too, I can tell you how old that promo is just because this jacket is a Bruins jacket, but it says CCM on it. CCM hasn't made jerseys in the NHL since probably '96.
Wow.
Damn.
So,
I got the Thanksgiving one.
Actually.
Oh, you got the thing. Well, Sam, ask your VLC question.
Yeah, ask your VLC
question.
Thanksgiving promo.
So, at the last Limitless show, we saw Dango call out Scotty, which seemed like there was some personal business there. We also have another grudge match happening. So, are we going to be tying up a lot of loose ends coming up?
Oh,
into
yeah,
VLC? Is that like going to be a major theme that we might be seeing?
I don't know about major theme. I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, a lot of the matches aren't set yet, too, for the actual tournament matches. But I think the non-tournament matches, I mean, we've got a lot to settle here with Dango and Scotty Too Hottie. I think it's 2 generations of Maine wrestling, 2 generations of New England wrestling, really, because Scotty Too Hottie, you may know him as Scott Taylor. Larry Huntley was going around trying to make sure everybody knew he was Skippy Taylor at one point at the last show too. But I mean, if you were like coming up in the 90s, I mean, he was kind of everywhere for a hot minute until he got signed with the WWE or WWF at the time. But and then Dango, I mean, that was one that, people watched throughout the 2000s and rise to prominence, hold a WWE career for longer than most, 2 times the length of most, I would say. But to have, it's crazy, like, to be able to have them same show, same match, generations colliding, and they're still with 2 of the top organizations today. Dango's killing it weekly in TNA. Scotty Too Hottie on the road with AEW right now. So to somehow find a date that intertwines with the 2 of them, their busy schedules right now, to host this match on the biggest show yet, it's very cool. It's an honor to have them anytime. But yeah, I mean, they've got a score to settle on Luke Robinson.
Yeah,
I've been eating at him for years. I mean, he does not do a lot of wrestling anymore. Very focused, very successful, too, with his Wolfpack fitness ventures. So to get him involved, it's a big deal. I mean, we haven't been able to work with him, I don't believe, since I think it was the fundraiser we did for Mark Godfrey, actually, 2019.
Yeah, I remember that.
He wrestled Mac Daniels that night. Fantastic match. I mean, he doesn't miss a beat, which is crazy. And he's in probably the best physical condition he's ever been in. So I'm excited for news to break on what that is, because I think it'll be pretty cool.
Just a quick question before we jump into the Thanksgiving promo. I think I got the right one, but you got tons of talent that come in through Limitless. Is there any particular one that you would like to see get a call up from either AEW or WWE?
All of them. I mean, everybody that we work with in some capacity, I believe in them and want them to succeed. And I I mean, I think there's a lot on the Limitless roster you could see going there right now. I mean, Channing Thomas, world champ. He's traveling the country, killing it right now. Aaron Rourke, I think, is about to take off and have a huge fucking career. Gabby Forza in such a quick time. Such a quick amount of time is crazy. Like
my wife's favorite.
Yeah, my girlfriend's too.
Rightfully so.
My wife's a Buffa fan.
Buffa, that's a perfect one too. Buffa, I just think from a crowd connection standpoint, not many people have what he has. You know, it's few and far between. So it's impressive to see. It's a laundry list of them, man. But yeah, I think a lot of them are. You know, they're getting their reps. They're ready to be on TV, and just take somebody taking a chance on them.
I love talking about Buffa because I hit it off with him. With the first show that you had him in, it was in, I want to say it was a Fatal 4-Way, and it was like BRG, Buffa, Ryan Mooney, and somebody else, I want to say. And then it was either like, it was a couple days later.
I think it was Mortar. Maybe. Mortar?
I don't know. I can't remember. I just remember that a couple days later I was at the dojo, and I remember you asking me who stood out to me in that Fatal 4-Way, and I was like, well, they all were really good, but Buffa had like a connection. Like I was like, Buffa, you got to bring Buffa, but he had a connection, I could tell. And then you started booking him consistently, and now he's like everybody's shit is Buffa, and I'm always like, I'm so glad that he kept coming back because he's such a cool dude behind the scenes too. It's not just the persona when he walks through the curtain and then he's a dick backstage. You know, he's a super good dude behind the scenes too. So I love Buffa all around.
Yeah, Boof's great.
All right.
Yeah, this is the one Murdoch was talking about.
Oh my god.
Primer Egg.
All right. Bring the bags, boy. Ethan, come on, let's go.
Oh, I forgot. Ethan's a huge character in this.
Come on. Sorry. That's pathetic. Hey, you know what? I got an idea. What? I got a job for you, right, Frank?
I'm gonna wrestle for you guys on Thanksgiving?
No. Not a chance. Wait, maybe? No. Why don't you go get us a nice, beautiful turkey dinner? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Get some, some turkey, right? Let's have some wine. Wine. And get us some squash!
All right.
Yeah, go! Come on! Why are we back here?
What is this? Guys. I got your Thanksgiving all set for you. It's the best primary Thanksgiving ever. It's the best restaurant in town. You guys are going to love it. Better be. Hey, well, I'll show you your table.
All right. Hey, let's do that. All right.
Hey, maybe.
Huh? What the hell?
It's a piece of cardboard on a shopping cart. What am I supposed to say? I'm not
Broke
going under
Ethan.
this. Oh my god.
Like a fucking jail cell.
Right.
Come on! What's this? Now you're gonna cut the turkey.
And you're gonna
I need wine.
Back.
Give me wine!
What is wrong with this guy?
I don't believe this.
What is this?
I don't know.
This is unbelievable. He better be here soon. That's all I gotta say.
Is that a friggin' light switch?
Oh, man. Guys. Whoa! Be careful! Sorry.
What is not even a wine glass?
Is this wine? Yes, wine. That's all I could get, but it's wine. Oh.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Damn it, Ethan! Is that delayed?
Yeah,
You moron! Oh.
Sorry. Let me go get you the food.
Yes,
Right
get
back.
the food!
What's wrong with it?
It's dripping off the table.
It's a piece of damn cardboard. I don't know what to call it. Where's our damn food? Coming, guys. I got your food. Right,
Okay.
Come here.
Awesome.
Sir. That's. It's jelly ham.
It's empty. Wait,
Oh my
and
God.
where's the squash?
That's deli turkey. Obviously turkey, Teddy.
What?
You gotta be. That's ridiculous.
What is this? Go!
Jesus Christ! Fucking block screen.
Can I ask one legit question about that?
Yeah.
What was up with Teddy's hair?
Yeah, I was gonna say something too. The fucking lightning bolts.
Yes.
That's just like face paint on the side of his head. Like a very interesting. He's had a lot of looks. Throughout his time, you know, a lot of looks.
All right. Well, I know that we're gonna be wrapping it up here soon because I know that you got other stuff to do and need to head home here. But I would like to talk a little bit about the training school that kind of made all four of us that sit on the pod. Kind of the origin of what got you, like, what made you think about starting a school, because there are plenty of promotions that don't have a corresponding school to go along with it. So what kind of gave you the inspiration to start the school, and then what was kind of the generations throughout? I don't know if you've always been in the building that the dojo's in now, or if it was like a move, like, so kind of the history behind the school.
Yeah, I mean, we had always kind of wanted a hub. There had been, I mean, there was no school in Maine wrestling in my era, so it was just you're coming to seminars or training sessions before events, which is at the least maybe 2 times a month, at the most maybe 4 times a month, and that's how you were getting started at that time. So it was taking a long time for some people. It was growing pains when you can only get in the ring maybe 1 or 2 times a month and have the chance to learn. So. We just, especially, we acquired the ring in, I think the beginning of 2016. So we had that, and there was different eras where we were putting that too. Like, we were running shows so often at the American Legion in Orono. It was in the basement for a couple years of the American Legion, and we just grab it and set it up when the time came. But 2018 rolled around. We were looking, and it wasn't Brewer specific. It wasn't, I don't know. We're just looking for a space that fit, that would be acquainted with what we were trying to do. It's not necessarily it's a noisy operation, it's also something that you've got to have a certain room size for. It's got to have a ceiling to it. It's a lot of qualifications to put a 16 by 16 wrestling ring and not have noise complaints coming in based on where you're at. So it was the right fit, and we had the right fit come about. We have been here the entire time since I believe we moved in October of 2018 and became operational November of 2018, and it really grew from there. I mean, we were lucky to have guys in the area: Alexander Lee, Aiden Agro, Danger Kid, Eric Johnson, Ace Romero, Calvin Strange, who have all been huge parts of the school, different eras. And I mean, it was Andy. You were pretty early. I mean, it was.
I was just literally thinking about that. If you guys started in November, started operations, I started training in February.
Yeah,
so it was the next year. So it was 3 months, basically.
I think the only people before you who stuck it out were Mac Daniels, Dave Dyer, Doug Weiser, and I think Matty B, referee Matt Bruce. I think you caught a bit of him, and Jared McKay as well. Phil Urich, Bobby Poops with the scoops.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it was very small when we first started, and just we just kind of kept plugging.
I think that's the cool thing. I mean, all four of us have all started at the dojo. I mean, the dojo is what gave us a home to kind of to expand on our career, and now all four of us have had varying levels of success. I mean, Sam, you're just now starting out, but you're already getting booked all over the place, and people already hate your guts, which, I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. So, but I mean, I
make it easy.
Yeah,
at least I try.
I mean, me and Dylan went up and down the East Coast as the Seawolves, and now they're killing it as the Wild. I'm out in Colorado doing my own thing, and it's like we all owe it to the dojo. So it's very grateful. I've always said props to the dojo. I'm very grateful that you did decide and stuck it out through everything, through the pandemic, through all the things that happened, and still decided to keep it going, because I think all four of us can say that we owe it to the
Ooh.
I think
so,
all four of us can say we owe it to the dojo.
But here's the thing, is you didn't add the third option. There's 3 options here.
Bad luck.
Either Big Cat is an unsafe worker, Big Cat is just extremely unlucky, or Big Cat's out to fucking hurt people.
So the only problem with that last one is if we keep hurting everyone, we don't have anyone to work.
Yeah.
But then you have everything.
But here's the thing, bro. That's not the way I want to earn everything. I want to earn it. I don't want to just be like, no one's here for me to, you know.
The chat has spoken.
I can't see the chat. All I can see is this. So.
The chat said that Big Cat 66% to 33% was an unsafe worker.
Damn.
All right. Well, we can continue this. Thank you, Randy, for joining us. I was told 10 was the cutoff time, so thank you for joining us and talking a little bit about VLC and also giving us the VLC exclusive that Mr. USA Tony Atlas will be in the house at VLC. You want to plug all of the socials and everything that you want to plug and give your closing thoughts, and then you're more than welcome to take off here. Thank you again.
Yeah, it's been a blast, guys. I'd love to come on again. Maybe as the cup gets closer, we could do a little breakdown of the bracket and everything.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's do it. We've talked about it at length, but August 17th is the biggest show in Limitless Wrestling history. We're going to the historic Coliseum, Lewiston, Maine. Floor seats almost sold out. I checked this morning. There's 8 third-row seats left. 4th row almost gone as well, and then it's up for grabs from there. So I'm very excited for it. As you said, Scotty Too Hottie versus Dirty Dango, Luke Robinson in action, Donovan Dijak making his Limitless Wrestling return, and then, we're going to be flooded with match announcements here once Crunch Time's in the books next week. So there's going to be a lot coming at you. Of course, our next stop, Crunch Time, next Saturday, July 20th, Yarmouth, Maine. That's where a lot's going to be decided. There's an over-the-top rope battle royal. JT Dunn fighting Des Cole for a spot in the tournament. That was a first-round matchup last year. Now only one can advance. Title for title, Limitless Wrestling. Let's wrestle.
Isn't that history? That's history, right?
PRG. It's never happened.
Yeah.
Never happened in the same match. So that is historic. And it's really cool, too, like the scenario. They're two true building blocks of Let's Wrestle. I think really grew and found themselves through Let's Wrestle. Came to Limitless Wrestling together as a tag team, and now years later, here we are. So cool scenario there. Rip Bison taking on the Southern Flamingo Cody Lane in his Limitless return, and Ashley Vox back on that show. Puff.
That's crazy. I can't wait to see that.
I'm so excited when Ashley's back.
This will be my first time seeing Ashley Vox live, and I'm very excited for it.
She's magic. She's legit one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. Straight up. I can't wait. I'm so happy she's back. Recently engaged. Congratulations.
Yes, I just saw that.
But yes, we got some fun stuff coming up. Let's Wrestle too. Plug in. We've got a lot of the stuff actually from our last event, the Maine Whoopie Pie Fest, which just went live on IWTV. That's getting uploaded for free right to the Limitless Wrestling Dojo YouTube. Cool. So a lot of free stuff coming there soon. We're putting up free stuff every week too on the Limitless Wrestling YouTube, and then anywhere you want to find us on social media at LW Maine, limitlesswrestling.com to keep up with everything. And I think that's pretty much it from me, guys.
Well, thank you again for joining. We will definitely be Kat or me will be in touch with you on once the VLC gets closer and Crunch Time gets over. Maybe we can do a Crunch Time recap and then have you back on to talk more about the brackets and matchups and the history behind it. So thank you for being here, and you are all set to go.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, guys. Appreciate
you.
Thank you
so much, Randy. Thank you for your time, buddy.